Well, in this one, we're going to be looking at the 30-minute system. So you remember the 15-minute system? It worked well. I mean, we made a profit from our little test, but there was definite flaws with it. Now, the big question from running that little test is, well, at least for me anyway, is, well, what would happen if we stayed in the market longer? A lot of football traders tend to err on the side of, well, let's just get in and get out as soon as we can. Take whatever profits we can. Obviously, we don't want to get caught by a goal, but as we know, staying in the market longer, you could make a bigger profit. You're going to raise your risk of getting caught by a goal, but could the profits potentially outweigh that risk? Well, anyway, only one way to find out, and it's by putting it to the test. And thankfully, we're going to test it with the football trading simulator, which means we're not going to risk any money to find out the answers to this because, well, we're staying in the market longer. 30-minute system, I'm pretty sure you've kind of assumed we're going to stay in for 30 minutes, so could be a bit of a risk to our bank. Well, we're not going to risk any money to find out. We're also going to save time because instead of having to wait 30 minutes for every single match, you're going to have a reasonable answer in less than 30 minutes, as you can see by the length of this video. And the bottom line is that by doing all this, we're going to be able to trade smarter. We're not going to be diving in the market with crazy strategies which ultimately just won't work in a long term and can cost us dearly. So anyway, that is the football trading simulator, and just remember there's going to be a limited release run of this for very soon, first time in a few years that you can get your hands on it. So if you like the look of it, details are below the video. So let me just explain the 30-minute system. I'm hoping you saw the 15-minute system video, but it's not that much different. We're going to lay over 3.5 goals. We're going to take profits on 30 minutes. If we can get through that 30 minutes goalless, then we can take our profits. If a goal is scored, we leave all the red on the over 3.5 goals outcome, and we're only going to lose if there are more than 3.5 goals in the match. So we're not going to definitely take a loss if we do get caught by a goal. So anyway, going to be interesting. Go grab a nice cold beer and let's get into it. Okay, let's give this a go just to show you we're all set up here, the 30-minute system. Let's give it a go. We're in the J League for our first trade, and there we are, over 3.5 goals. We're going to lay it at 3.2. And so we will move the clock forward, but we're going to do it like this. We're going to move it 10 minutes each, just to get an idea, okay? So 10 minutes, we're good. 20 minutes, because do remember, we will exit immediately after the goal is scored. Let's see if we make it to 30 minutes. Okay, we've made it to 30 minutes. And we will get that locked in. So you can see we're making a bigger profit. We are staying in the market for longer. So we are probably going to get caught out by more goals in this little test. But the profits are now bigger, okay? We're now taking out 50% from our stake. So we're going in £100 stake. We're extracting around 50%. So anyway, should be interesting. We're going to end the game there and save the trade. In the end, it was a final score of 3-0 to C Osaka, which is interesting. So anyway, let's just get this locked in and then we will give it a go. A little bit of a delay. Everything does run slow when we are recording, doing the screen recording at the same time as using the simulator. But anyway, let's get another match up and see what the next one does. So anyway, nice positive start, and this one is Bohemians against can't even pronounce that name. But anyway, let's move it forward. Let's see what happens here. Remember, we're probably gonna get more losses this time around. And 10 minutes, we're good. 20 minutes, let's see. Oh, we're good. Are we gonna make it to 30 minutes and make it 2 out of 2? Oh, we are. Okay. All right. So let's go. Let's get it locked in. I mean, I'm roughly estimating that we're going to get, say, 40% of the matches are going to have a goal in that first half an hour. And then we're obviously going to have to deploy our exit strategy. But anyway, this has been a good start so far. So we'll get that locked in. And that was a 0-0 in the end, that match. So didn't even have to worry, really, on it. So that's interesting. Always interesting to see. And this is the sort of thing to keep in mind. I mean, at the end of the day, this match was a 0-0. If you were watching this match live, you were following the in-play stats, it might have given you all the clues of it potentially being a 0-0. You could have stayed in the market for longer and tried to race the winning trade. Cut the losers short, race those winning trades. So anyway, let's wait for this to reform, and then we're going to try and bring up another market. Let's press this, simulate match, and let's see what match we bring up. Okay, and this is from Spanish Segunda. Surely this is going to be a guaranteed winner, right? Spanish Segunda. Every time I trade the Spanish Segunda, there's never any goals at all. So let's see what happens. We're laying over 3.5 goals. We're laying it at 4.1. Let's move it forward 10 minutes. We're good after 10 minutes. Let's see after 20 minutes. We're good after 20 minutes. Can we make this 3 out of 3 winning trades? Oh, we have. Okay, well, like I said, when I trade the Spanish Segunda, it feels like it's always a 0-0. So anyway, let's get this locked in. This is going to be £49 of profit to add. And you can see we got in at 4.1. The odds are now out to 9 on this one. So let's get this locked in. Click on end game and save the trade. We'll get this saved in. And then obviously we do want to double check that the tracker is saving everything as planned. So we're going to have a quick look at that once it resettles. And there it is on the tracker. So 3 trades, 3 wins. It's been a very solid start to this one. But I did say we have to expect there's going to be more losses with this particular strategy. We're staying in the market for longer. So anyway, we've got Celtic versus Aberdeen, and you'd think there's going to be goals in this one. Celtic probably a strong favourite. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we can make it out. So let's move it forward 10 minutes. We're good after 10 minutes. Let's move it forward to 20. And there is the goal. Okay, so there is the goal, and yeah. So now we're going to have to deploy our strategy. So let's try and find exactly when that goal was. We're going to use the next goal button, and it was exactly on 20 minutes. Okay, so let's see. We will now back over 3.5 goals, and it will leave us with a potential loss of £84 if we go over 3.5 goals. Let's move it forward to the end of the match and take a look at this. And it was a 2-1. It was a 2-1. So that is good. Okay, we didn't actually take a loss on that one in the end. So we will get that one locked in and then add it to the tally. And let's keep it moving. Let's go on with another match and see what develops from here. So that's good to see. That's the plan with the strategy, isn't it? We get that early goal. We surrender our trade. We cut our trade short. But we leave ourselves in a position where we might not take a loss. Okay? So anyway, let's find another market. And we got this one here, which looks like a match from Croatia. So Dinamo Zagreb against Hajduk Split. We're going to lay over 3.5 goals here at 3.9. Now let's see what happens. After the last one, hopefully we get an easy win, right? Let's move it forward 10 minutes. We're looking good after 20 minutes. We're looking good. Can we get a nice easy win on this one? If we get to 30 minutes. Ah, we got it. Okay. All right, let's press the cash out. And yeah, let's get this locked in. So the over 3.5 goal odds out to 8.6, as you can see. And we will get this locked in and added to our tally. Click on end game, save trade. And it's looking quite good so far with the 30-minute adjustment to this. As you can see, we've had 6 trades, 5 winners, 1 scratch trade, no losses just yet. I mean, obviously we're doing a small sample, Let's just get the next trade going. So remember, we are doing a small sample, so the losses will come with this, I'm pretty sure. So we got a match from Brazil. We're laying over 3.5 goals here, 3.55 at kickoff. Let's move it forward 10 minutes. We're good after 10 minutes. Let's move it forward to 20 minutes. And we're good after 20 minutes. Let's see if we can get another winner added to the bank. Or we're gonna have to do this the hard way. All right, we've got another winner. Okay, another winner. So we're on a bit of a nice streak with this strategy. As said, you've got to expect these losses are going to come around the corner. It's just a matter of probability. But yeah, when you're trading, you're going to get these nice streaks. And what is most interesting, and we'll just click on end game and save trade. What is most interesting is that if you do remember the 15-minute system, if we took if there was a goal within that first 15 minutes, then our potential loss was much higher as compared to if we get a goal in the 16-minute to 30-minute period. So if we do get caught by a goal after 16 minutes, our potential loss is going to be much lower, like you saw earlier on with the potential £80 loss it would have been on, I think it was the Celtic match. So that's a plus with this version of the strategy, okay? We are staying in for longer, but it's not like it's more riskier, okay? So anyway, let's wait for this to process, and then we will find another market. That last one was from Brazil. Brazil would be a good league for this sort of strategy. Now, here's a league which might not be so good. This is the Dutch league, but we're going to give it a go. And as you know, for the strategy test, we're not doing filtering. We're not doing any pre-match research. We're not looking at the XG in play. This is just to see, as a minimum, how this strategy can do. And so far, not doing too badly. So now we're here at the 20-minute mark. If we make it to 30 minutes, we're going to make a profit. But even if we get caught by a goal in this range, the potential loss is not too bad. Let's see what happens if we make it to 30 minutes. And we did. Okay, we made it. Another profit. Let's get it locked in. And it's going to start to process. It's going to be a £51.19 profit. Let's get that done. And we'll get this locked in. Okay. It's going to be very interesting if we make it to the end of this little mini test without taking a loss. As I did say at the start, we're going to have more losses on this one. So far, no losses, which is interesting. But of course, main reason by using a tool like the simulator is that you're going to test this for a lot more than 10 matches like we're doing here today, and you're going to get a very good idea of how it can behave in the long term. And that match was a 3-0 in the end, from the looks of it. And so let's bring up another match and see what happens from here. But the main idea is that, yeah, you're going to test this via the simulator, and yeah, you might have a good streak right now, but if you get to say 100 trades, a test of 100 matches, you're going to start to get an idea of how the losing streaks can happen. And then you're much more prepared for when they do happen in the real markets, okay? Some newbie traders might see this streak and then they might start to overstake, and then they might pay the price. But anyway, this is an interesting market. The over 3.5 goals is odds on. So let's give it a go. As said, we're just doing whatever matches come up, and we'll get a good idea for this one. So let's see what happens. You'd think that this match is going to be full of goals, right? Tromsø versus Fredrikstad. It's from Norway. You made it through the first 10 minutes on this one. And there we go. Okay, we got a goal. So you would think if we were ever going to get a loser, it's going to be on this match. However, it doesn't look like it would be the biggest one if it happens, okay? So potential £33 loss if we make it to the end of this one. Let's move it forward to the end of the match, plus the time added on. And we still didn't get a loss. It was only 3-0 in the end. So that's very interesting. We'll end game, save trade, and get that locked in and added. And you can see our bank is it's beginning to grow. Okay, £2,000 bank up to 2,310. So let's get this saved in, and then we're going to have a quick review of this. Obviously, no losses yet. not for the want of trying. And here we are on the tracker. So we've completed 10 trades with this. We haven't had a loss yet. So yeah, you'd think that I'd set that up in that way, but actually that's not what I want to see. I actually want to see losses. We do know when we enter the real market that we're going to get those losses. So what I'm going to do is we will carry on with this, and we're going to carry on until we get a loss. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going on this one. So let's move this forward, and we'll get the answer very quickly. Let's move it forward to 30 minutes and see what happens here. All right, another profit. So look, if you can manage to profile matches with your pre-match research and look for those matches which are going to be slow burners, could be goalless for the first 30 minutes, then you, from the looks of it, you could do very, very well with this strategy in the real markets. But anyway, we will add this to the tally, and in the end, look, 3-1 final score. So it was over 3.5 goals, which is interesting. And like I said, if your trade can win but the bet loses, then it's a good sign there's some sort of edge with the trade that you have. Okay, if you're trading on markets where a bet would also win, then you have to ask the question about whether or not it's just better just to have the bet. But anyway, we're going to get this profit locked in, and then we're going to do another. Okay, so what I think we'll do is we'll go up to 15 trades or the next loser. So we'll do that. So we've got another market here. Okay, Bolton against Sheffield Wednesday. Let's go, and we're going to try and get a quick answer. Let's go straight to the 30 minutes on this one, and another profit. Okay, so yeah, we're definitely riding a very, very nice hot streak with this strategy so far, and it's going to be more profits for the bottom line. So I mean, the great thing to kind of know is that even if we do take a loss on one of these trades, it's not like it's going to wipe out all the previous wins, and that was a bit of the flaw with the 15-minute system, as we know. Anyway, looks like it ends in a 2-0 win to Sheffield Wednesday, so it was under 3.5 goals anyway. So anyway, we'll get that locked in, and I think we've got a few more to go, and then we will end this this little test. And believe me, I want to try and get some losses, because you want to see how those losses look, and this is definitely not normal to get this many wins in a row. But anyway, these matches are thrown at us at random, so this reflects the real life, whereas in you're going to pick out these matches in real life not knowing what's going to happen on them. So anyway, let's try another one. That was Bolton against Sheffield Wednesday, I think from the Championship. Let's try and bring up another market. Let's see what happens from here. And we got one from the Dutch League. So you would think, surely, the Dutch League, full of goals. This is surely going to be a potential losing trade for us. So let's move it forward to 30 minutes. And it's not looking good. 3 goals after 30 minutes. Okay, so anyway, we got to go. We're going to go back to kickoff. We're going to find when that first goal was, and we will exit after the first goal. And with 3 goals after 30 minutes, I've got a feeling this is going to be a loser, isn't it? Right. So anyway, let's back over 3.5 goals there. It's going to give us a potential loss of £77. Okay, so let's move it forward to, remember, 30 minutes, there was already 3 goals. Let's move this clock forward to 95 minutes. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a loser, and it was just about. Okay, so anyway, we will end that game and save the trade in and get that locked in, and then we're going to have a quick look at the tracker just to assess everything. So in the end, obviously we can see this in comparison to the earlier 15-minute system. So we can see what our risk per trade was. It was 77 from the losing trade. Obviously with more losers, that number would adjust. But what's interesting, look at the ROI. We did speak about trying to get an ROI above 5% to know that a strategy has legs. Now the 15-minute system, 5% ROI, you could see it was a little bit on the borderline. This system, 33% ROI, so it's a nice solid head start with it. Our average win was £41, our average loss was 77. It's a lot more of a sustainable risk reward strategy. If you look here at the average win on the 15-minute system, it was £24, but your average loss was 123. So obviously you would want to test this more and get more data, work out your true average loss and your bit more of a true ROI. I don't see that ROI increasing. As said, I expect there will be more losers with this strategy than we would get on the 15-minute system. We didn't really see that in our little mini test, but of course we can only test for a limited amount of time. This video is already hitting 20 minutes plus, so yeah, we can't be here all day. The main idea for you when you get hold of the simulator, or if you already have the simulator, if you like the look of this strategy, test it yourself, and of course you can start to put some variations on it. Okay, so you can see after 10 trades we made £336 of profit on the 30-minute system, £70 of profit on the 15-minute system. So it's interesting because the 15-minute system, it might feel safer because you're in and out very quickly, but what's more profitable? Well, you can see it very early on, it's probably more profitable to stay in for 30 minutes, which a lot of people might be nervous about because they're nervous about getting caught by a goal. So anyway, very, very interesting, and in light of what we're seeing with regards to staying in the market for longer, we're going to test another strategy in the next video, which is going to be an interesting twist on this theme of the 30-minute system of staying in the market for longer. Okay, so anyway, look, check out that next video. It's going to be in your inbox very soon. We'll be sending you the link of that one, but we're going to try another strategy which could be very, very interesting. Go grab a nice cold beer and I'll see you in that next video.